Good morning, internet. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I am so excited right now. Tonight I am seeing one of my favourite artists of all time, Keaton Henson. He's playing live in Cardiff as part of the Festival of Voices, and if any of you who watch this are followers of Keaton Henson, you will know that he does not do live shows very often. So when I saw the post on his Facebook page about this gig and that it was happening in Cardiff of all places, I lost my mind. In all seriousness, I've been a huge fan of his since about 2012, and as much of a cliche as it sounds, his music has got me through a lot of stuff, so I am just over the moon at the opportunity to be able to see him play live. Just to demonstrate the level of my fandom for him, I've got Dear on record. I've got Birthdays, and this is the version that's pressed on a record that looks like a cake and is now out of print, so this is quite a special one for me. I've got Romantic Works, which is absolutely beautiful. I've got Behaving, which is his most recent release, which I absolutely love. And a while ago, I even paid about £25 to get a copy of Metaphors imported from America. It's got Metaphors and Judging Books by their covers on it, which is one of my favourite songs by him of all time. I absolutely love it. I've abused this single so much. But yeah, tonight I'm seeing him play live, and I'm sure he's going to play stuff from all of those records. The only problem is that I've got a 4-hour shift at work to do before I go to the gig. So I'm going to go do that now, and I'm going to afterwards vlog the evening's events to share the experience with you all, although I'm probably not going to sit there and film him actually playing. I'm a big believer in just experiencing the music and not spending the whole time looking through your phone. And also, he's not the kind of artist that I'd want to film playing. I'd want to experience it. Okay, so I'm just leaving for work now. I've got to post a letter to student finance first, which should be super fun, but hopefully this time will go pretty quickly and we can get to the gig. The weather isn't quite as nice today as it's been recently, because as I mentioned in the previous video, we've had amazingly hot sun for quite a long time now, but it's quite nice to be a bit cooler though, because it was a bit too hot recently, especially like, I don't know if you find this, but sleeping when it's really hot is just impossible. Like, it f***ing sucks. I hate these shoes, they're so loud, it makes me sound like I'm wearing stilettos. Seriously, listen. You know, I don't know how regular vloggers do this walking around talking thing, because I genuinely find this so awkward. I'm so scared of anyone like seeing me. It's this really like intimidating thing to do. Okay, so I finished work now. I've got about an hour and a half to kill before the gig. I'm so excited. I'm just going to meet my friend Pranav. Probably going to get a few drinks. Ladies and gentlemen, Pranav. What is up, bro? Give me a hug, man.
Hey,
bro, we're seeing Keaton Henson, man.
Yeah.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the face of a man who forgot to bring the f***ing tickets. So, this cheeky was lying, and he had the tickets the whole time. So, we are now going to go get a drink.
I for f***ing anything.
How excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 for this evening?
15, probably.
We've already both bought a copy of Idiot Verse, which is his like poetry book, and we're just having a pint before we go into the show. So we finished our drink and are now heading to the venue. We're very excited, aren't we, Pranav?
Yeah, pretty f***ing excited.
Any words?
Literally no words.
There are no
It was
words.
the most surreal musical experience. I can't even speak anymore.
We both cried many times.
3 times for me. Well, I was just like stopping myself from crying.
I think we're both gonna get. Fucking hell, so many people here. We're both gonna get a few drinks. And I'll vlog a bit more about this tomorrow when I'm in a better frame of mind to do so. Yeah, the best gig I've been to ever. Alright, nice one. Yeah, I'm gonna vlog tomorrow about what the gig was like specifically. All I can say right now is that it was a magical experience. It was an amazing performance, and I just can't wait to wake up tomorrow, probably with a little bit of a headache, and talk to you a little bit more about the overall experience of going to see an elusive artist like Keaton Henson live. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Anyway, have a lovely evening. Good morning, guys. I'm not feeling totally fresh today. I had more than a few drinks last night with Pranav after the gig. But yeah, I've now seen Keaton Henson live, and it was absolutely amazing. I mentioned this earlier, but me and Pranav both bought Idiot Verse, which is his poetry book. Keaton Henson is a very good poet. I really like his stuff, and I don't really like a lot of modern poetry, especially nowadays as spoken word is also regarded as poetry, which is probably going to offend lots of people. I don't think it's real poetry. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very imaginative. There are a few ones that are pretty decent, but I'm a bit of a poetry snob, and I like older stuff. I mean, like Philip Larkin is probably my favorite poet, but R.S. Thomas, Wordsworth, Byron, you know, like real poets. But yeah, the gig. I did not take any photos or film anything during the performance. Part of the reason for that was the venue itself was pretty strict, and there were signs up saying that there would be no photography or filming allowed during the performance. And there were stewards at the side of the theatre that would come along and tell people off if they saw them taking photos or recording. There were a few people during the gig taking photos with like the flash on and everything, and I'm just going to say this now, I don't care who I offend. If you go to a small intimate concert with someone like Keaton Henson, and I say concert because we were sat down in a theatre, it was not a stood up event where people could just like film around and no one will care. If you go to an event like that and you take photos on your phone with the flash on, then you're an asshole. Seriously, you are an inconsiderate and I hate you. There was a girl sat right in front of us. I think she was with her dad. And during like the second song, which was Sweetheart, What Have You Done to Us, which is an amazing piece of music, she got her phone out to take a picture and the flash went off and it like illuminated everything in the theatre. And everyone there was just like, what the are you doing? I gave her the benefit of the doubt initially. She might not have realised that the flash was on. She did the same thing about half an hour later, and her dad, or whoever it was who was with her at the concert, actually grabbed her phone and stopped her from taking the photo. And I don't care if I sound like a pretentious snob. At a concert like that, your phone should not be a part of it. You take away an element of the performance for yourself and also for other people because it's really distracting. It's like if you're in the cinema and someone gets out their phone, this massive glaring bright light. But anyway, I'll tell you a bit about what the concert was like itself. At 8:30, the lights in the theatre went down and the string section came on. So it was led by Ren Ford, who I'm sure many of you know is a cellist and he is featured on lots and lots of Keaton's work. There were also 2 violins, a viola and a double bass. So it was effectively a string quartet with a double bass added. They came on and they started playing a beautiful piece of music, just them. Keaton wasn't on stage yet. And as that piece concluded, Keaton very timidly came onto the side of the stage because there was a piano right at the end, sat down and played the first 2 notes from Elevator Song. They then continued to play through the whole of Elevator Song and it was absolutely outstandingly beautiful. There's a certain irony involved in that being the first song that he played, because I believe the inspiration for that music comes from when he had a panic attack when he was in an elevator before a big gig that he was supposed to perform at, but he couldn't. He left. So yeah, that was a really interesting choice of song to open the concert with. After that, he moved to the front of the stage, picked up his guitar and played Sweetheart, What Have You Done to Us. He alternated between playing guitar and piano for different songs. The piano was set up so that his back was facing the audience, which was really, really interesting. He played different pieces of music from Romantic Works, Dear and Birthdays. He played his well-known singles like Sweetheart, What Have You Done to Us, You Don't Know How Lucky You Are, which was amazing live. 10 a.m. Gardener, You, Small Hands. Small Hands was actually really funny because he'd made a comment about how he couldn't remember the lyrics to it very well. There were a few moments when he stopped and was like asking the audience if we knew what came next, and then people would like shout out the lyrics to him so that he could remember. It was a really funny, relaxed experience. He also played some songs from his forthcoming album, which I think is coming out in September. He released a really cryptic message on Facebook that people decoded. It pretty much says that his new album is coming out, I think, on the 16th of September. And those songs were absolutely amazing. I can't wait for him to release the album. The performance went on for about an hour and 15 minutes, and he did an encore, and the final song that he played, which just blew my mind, was Hallelujah. The full string section was involved and the music kind of swelled and gradually built up, and it was just so amazing to see and hear it live. One of the really interesting things about seeing him live, I thought, was just the sheer amount of emotion he puts into the performance. He's a very quiet guy. When he was talking to the audience, there were a few moments when his voice was almost a whisper, but he'd make some humorous comment to us and then he'd start playing a song, and the emotion behind it was so palpable. You could tell that this wasn't someone putting on an act. This is how much the music meant to him. The emotional energy there was just amazing, and his performance was outstanding. Another really good thing about going to a concert like that is the mutual respect that the audience have for him. With the exception of all the assholes that tried to take photos with the flash on, everyone there knows about his performance anxiety and know what they're going to go and see, and that this isn't a gig in a traditional sense. There aren't going to be, people screaming and jumping up and down or anything. People of all ages were just there, sat calmly, quietly, letting him do what he came there to do and experiencing his music in a live setting. When he first came onto the stage, which he did very, very subtly from the side, no one cheered or screamed when he came on because it's just not that kind of event. And that made it all the more powerful because everyone in that room was experiencing the same thing. I know that myself myself and Pranav both teared up at a few points. Not because we were actively sad, just because it was such a sort of beautiful experience. And as I said, I've listened to his music for so long, it's sort of been present with me in lots of ups and downs in my life, and hearing it live and seeing the emotion in his performance, it brings certain memories back up. But yeah, there was more than one occasion when we both had the odd tear in our eye. But yeah, that's that. That was my experience of seeing Keaton Henson live. If any of you have any questions about the performance, or if I haven't covered something that you want to find out about, drop me a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, I would recommend that you all listen to some Keaton Henson, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.